Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Functional Longevity Podcast, where we give you insight on how to get fit, feel younger, live better. I'm your host, Chris Border, best-selling author and owner of Y.E.S Fitness. And let me first thank you for taking from you to listen to what I have to say. I do not take that lightly. Everyone is busy. And also, before we go any further, let me also thank our sponsor, Y.E.S Fitness. Most people lose the ability to enjoy life as they age. At Y.E.S Fitness, we help people age 40 plus get fit so they can live longer and enjoy doing those things they love to do. Some quick housekeeping here. If you want to get a timestamp or a transcript of today's broadcast, head on over to yesfitnessct.com. On the top, you see a button for podcasts. Click on that, and it'll give you access to any one of our now 405 episodes. The injury mistake that ages you faster. A few weeks ago, one of our members, Donna, slipped and fractured her elbow. Now, if you're like most people, your first thought is probably, well, I guess she's out of the gym for a while. But that's not what happened. Donna came in, worked out with a coach, modified what needed to be modified, and continued training. No exercise that caused pain, no exercises that involved the injured elbow. She kept moving. She trained her legs. She trained her core. She worked on balance. She maintained her routine. And that's exactly what I want to talk about today, because one of the biggest mistakes adults over 40 make after an injury is assuming that the entire body needs to stop simply because one body part is injured. The truth is, an injury to one area doesn't mean the rest of your body has to sit on the couch and get older, weaker, and less capable. So today I'm going to show you why continuing to train during recovery is one of the smartest things you can do, and how quickly your body can decondition when you stop moving, and a fascinating phenomenon called cross-education that can actually help preserve strength in an injured limb while it's healing. So here, the problem isn't usually the injury. Many injuries heal. The biggest problem is what happens while you're waiting. Some people hurts a shoulder. So someone hurts a shoulder, right? They stop exercising. 6 weeks later, the shoulder's better. But now they've lost strength. Their balance is worse. Their endurance has declined. Their confidence has dropped. The injury healed. The deconditioning became the bigger problem. And that's what we want to avoid. So just how quickly does the body start to decondition? Well, most people dramatically underestimate how quickly fitness declines. Research shows measurable losses in strength and muscle can begin within just 2 to 3 weeks of inactivity. Muscle size can decrease by approximately 3 to 5% within the first 2 weeks of immobilization. Strength losses often occur even faster because the nervous system becomes less efficient at recruiting muscle fibers. By 6 to 8 weeks, the changes become more significant. Studies have found that older adults can lose substantial muscle mass, strength, balance, and cardiovascular fitness during extended periods of inactivity. And after 40, recovering what you've lost often takes much longer than losing it. Think about that. You spent months building strength. You spent months improving your balance. You spent months creating healthy habits. Just one injury sidelines you, and you voluntarily stop everything. Now, you're not just recovering from an injury. You're rebuilding everything you've lost while sitting out. So let's go back to Donna for a second. This is why I love what Donna did. She understood that her elbow was injured, not her legs, not her core, not her cardiovascular system, not her balance, and not her ability to show up. So we modified, we adjusted it. We worked around the injury. She kept moving. And that's what good coaching should do. The goal isn't to stop training. The goal is to find what you can do, because there's almost always something you can do. So one question I hear most of the time is, when can I start exercising again? Obviously, you should follow your physician's recommendation and any restrictions that they've given you. But in many situations, once a movement no longer causes pain, and your healthcare team clears you to begin activity, training can often resume in a modified form. Notice I said modified, not ignored, not pushed through, not pretending nothing happened. Modify it. That might mean using lighter loads. It might mean reducing range of motion. It might mean avoiding a certain movement altogether, but it rarely means the entire body has to stop. Now, here's where things get really interesting. Researchers have shown for years about something called cross education. So cross education occurs when you train one side of the body and strength improvements carry over to the opposite side, even though it isn't being trained. Think about that. If your left arm is injured and you only train your right arm, your left arm can still maintain or even gain some strength. It's crazy, but it happens. Not because the muscle is growing, because the brain is adapting. Research show that untrained limbs may experience approximately 5 to 25% of the strength gains seen in the trained side. Your nervous system gets better at recruiting muscle fibers. Those neurological improvements partially transfer to the opposite side. This is one reason physical therapists often encourage training the healthy limb during rehabilitation. The body is smarter than most people realize. Here at Y.E.S Fitness, we aren't training for the beach season, although we can if you like. We're training for life. We're training so you can keep golfing, gardening, hiking, traveling, carrying your grandchildren, keep living independently. An injury shouldn't automatically become 6 weeks, 8 weeks, or 3 months of complete inactivity. That's how people lose momentum. That's how people lose confidence. That's how people lose years of progress. The goal is to keep moving whenever it's safe and appropriate. So here's the new question you ask the next time you get hurt. We don't ask, what can't I do? Ask, what can I do? Can I walk? Can I train my lower body? Can I work on balance? Can I work on mobility? Can I train the opposite limb? Can I maintain my routine? That shift in thinking changes everything. The injury itself is often not what causes the biggest decline. It's the decision to stop moving altogether. Like Donna, you may need to modify. You may need to adjust. You may need to be patient. But if you continue training the parts of your body that are healthy, you can maintain strength, preserve fitness, reduce deconditioning, and often make the recovery process much smoother. Remember, we're in the business of solutions. And at Y.E.S Fitness, our goal is never to focus on what you've lost. Our goal is to help you focus on what you can still do, because movement is medicine. And the more of it we can do safely, keeping in your life, the better you'll age. So if today's episode helped you think differently about injury recovery, share it with a friend who may be sitting on the sideline longer than they need to be. And until next time, keep moving, keep getting stronger, and remember, don't stop exercising because you grow old. You grow old because you stop exercising. Next time, I'll be back next week with more information on how to get fit, feel younger, and live better. Thanks for watching.